We looked at the situation in Bahrain and the Gulf, and to look at sort of what U.S. interests are there, and to sort of dissect what U.S. policy has been to the Gulf in the wake of the Arab Spring.
As you say, the climate of fear there was definitely something which I hadn't even expected. That the extent to which people were scared was something that I wasn't really prepared for, and it was very difficult getting access to speak to anybody. There were the scene that you saw where we were kind of creeping around, going into people's apartments. There were police checkpoints probably about 200 meters away from where that person was speaking to us. There were police all over these villages outside Manama where some of the protest movements have been gathering.
There were Facebook pages set up that showed pictures of people participating in demonstrations in Pearl Roundabout with circles around their faces, with words that said things like, "Who is this traitor? Identify this traitor." And other people coming in to the page and saying, "I know her. She's a school teacher at this and that place. She's the biggest traitor of all. Her and her whole family went to Pearl Roundabout." There were hundreds of photos like this.
In terms of the sectarian dynamic to this, a lot of the protests, the people in the movement that we spoke to, wanted to really get away from that sectarian dynamic. They were saying that the protests were national in nature, that the crackdown was sectarian. They were very keen to get away from the characterization of this as a Sunni Shia kind of problem. The mosques that we went around were mainly in those Shiite villages. So this is, I mean, it's something that the President Obama also mentioned himself. He actually specifically referenced the destruction of Shia mosques in Bahrain. So I definitely think that is a big part of the problem. But for the protest movement members, they really want to try to get away from that characterization that this is a Sunni Shia dynamic, and more that this is a question of kind of Bahraini national identity and people really asking for kind of economic equality and democracy rather than some kind of sectarian dynamic.
Yeah, no, we spoke with the Navy in Bahrain and the naval contacts here at the Pentagon afterwards, because we were curious as well what they would think about the film. And honestly, we were a bit surprised, but they really liked it a lot. They thought, for their purposes, they thought it really illustrated the significance of the U.S. military presence there, that for global energy markets and for global economy, that they are contributing a great deal of stability. And the people who worked at the Fifth Fleet thought it was very factual and accurate and straightforward and wasn't messing around.